So the first part that I wanted to go over is just to talk about, what is Brophy Wealth doing for our clients' protection? We have access to and deal with clients on the very sensitive subject of money and accounts and all of those things. So we take it very seriously, cybersecurity and the protection of all that information, because trust is the biggest asset we have in this business. We need to make sure that we are maintaining that trust. So we have our own IT company that we work with. We've actually hired a third party to do a assessment every year. It's a company called Unveil, a security group, and every year they do essentially try to hack us. There's a non-technical term for it, and to test out how are our systems set up. And so rather than have our own IT company test themselves and give themselves a passing grade, we've hired a third party to do that. And this is something where they typically deal with companies our size or larger. And every year we've been given a clean bill of health. We also, as a firm, have many things in place to secure client data. As I said, trust is the biggest part of our business. And so not just in finance, but how we protect your information. So some of the things we do, we utilize a password manager here. So as employees, we don't have access to the actual passwords. We just have access to the password manager. And that also allows us to do much longer, more sophisticated passwords or passphrases that are chosen at random. Our building is alarmed and secured every night, almost to excess. We at one point had set off an alarm when someone received a fax in the middle of the night. The motion detectors went off, but that's another way. We have a physical security presence. If anyone is working off site, so snow is a big thing up here. If people are not able to get into the office, they have to access any data through a VPN. Another part about physical security is we have a server on site, and that is backed up to a remote server. So if anything happened to our facility, client's data would still be available. And anything that is any physical documents in our office are not thrown away; they are shredded. And on a side note, we will be having a shredding event in May. I believe there's more information on that later in the presentation. But every sensitive piece of paper we have gets shredded here. And then, as I said, we have an IT company that helps monitor our information on a daily basis. Tom, I'm sure, will be going over the biggest risk you have in cybersecurity is people. It's the people in your office. So as a team here, every year, everyone has to go through cybersecurity training on a series of different types: phishing, security awareness, ransomware, and also all the major websites we use for client data requires multi-factor authentication. We also, as a team here, have several employee procedures and protocols. So some examples of those: if we leave our desk, if your door can't lock, then you can't have any information on your desk for someone to pass by and see. That also includes locking computers every time you stand up and leave your desk. We can only send sensitive information via an encrypted email, which I know is a pain point for some clients, but it's important. And whenever we send things via DocuSign or other secure code needs to be put in, or knowledge-based information has to be used for someone to access what we're sending. We do take that very seriously. And then, the last thing is we can't take that last list. There's a lot of things we can't take via voicemail or email, because I can tell you a number of times I've received a very legitimate looking email from a client asking for money to be sent. I call that client just to verbally confirm it, and they say, I never sent you that email. So those are some of the things that we have to be aware of, and we have procedures in place to protect against. Excellent. So as I said, we will also have a document shredding event. It is on site, so 40 South River Road. We have done this for a few years now, where a shredding truck comes in, and you can just come by and dump all of your documents right into the bin that the shredder will then destroy the papers in front of you. So we have some clients do their spring cleaning, and they'll come by with boxes and boxes. I've had clients move. I'm not sure a record, but I think it's somewhere around 15 boxes have been shredded. We will also be accepting donations for families in transitions, which for our New Hampshire clients know that's a major nonprofit up here, helps in a lot of different people. So we'll be accepting clothes and such for that as well. So we'll be sending a flyer as we get closer, but it was relevant to this conversation.